everybody, welcome into Stereo 275, The Lion's Roar. I'm of course the aggressor, Mr. Mike Powell, aka the Whanau worker for Te Korowai Aroha o Aotearoa. I'm here today to talk to you about a wonderful challenge that has been set out to me by a variation of cousins, friends, practitioners from around the world, and I want to talk a little bit about it and tell you a little bit about a challenge of myself, because I am the aggressor. I have to sort of set myself up in terms of the culture of how I approach my music, how I approach my view on doing things very aggressively. And that doesn't mean it's got nothing to do with violence of any sort. It's more about my mentality, my can-do attitude, my hard work approach. And I put a lot of my energy into that, and hence why I've called the release of this album that you've just been listening to as we've come on here, Mike Powell and the Aggressors. And so without getting too much into it, I just want to acknowledge the 25 Press Up Challenge on Facebook. I've been nominated by my cousins Parihuia Mafi, aka my relation from Mangamuka from the Karanga Whanau. She has challenged me to do 25 press-ups. I've also had my good friend and old school friend and very good friend Nicholas Fido. He's nominated me for 25 press-ups for suicide awareness. And I didn't do the challenge. I didn't take it on. I have been contemplating it, just like with Pare. Also for my cousin from my Papa Pewa's side. And of course, that's my cousin Esau Pewa. And he's just recently completed 25 press-ups for 25 days. Some of those press-ups were done with one arm. And so that was very impressive. And then, of course, a range of other people I've seen just jump on. Qzon McCarthy, I just want to acknowledge your arrival onto the 25 press-up suicide challenge awareness. So I'm ready today to do the 25 press-up challenge in light of the awareness of suicide and the reality of suicide. So I'm happy to do that, folks, and start that today for the next 25 days. I want to just talk a little bit about some of the other challenges I'm setting myself. I am by no way nominating anyone, but rather inviting you to join in this challenge. This challenge consists of a couple of things. First of all, in order to do this challenge, you're most welcome to join me on my page. The entry criteria is really just you measuring your waist. As you can see there, I've measured my waist. I'm 1,131 millimeters. Why millimeters? Because it gives you that precision around your waistline, as opposed to centimeters that have quite a bit of an opening there. So you can see there, I've just measured my waist with the. I had no proper dressing, so I just went in and got the, let me see. I went and got the carpenter's rule. So these will do. They measure in centimeters. They measure and they tell detail in millimeters. And so millimeters is the most important thing. So I've done that, and of course I've gone and weighed myself. And as it's reflected there in that document, I'm 135 kilograms. Now this is going to be for the next. This is going to be for the next 3 weeks, people. Roughly 3 weeks, as I go through this challenge. I want to talk a little bit about the 3 things I'm going to be focusing on in this challenge. I've called this the Air 2 Whanau Post-COVID-19 Lockdown Challenge. The first part is to support the Facebook Suicide Awareness Challenge of 25 press-ups for the next 25 days. I'll be doing those 25 press-ups 25 days. The next thing is 25 daily sit-ups for healthy eating and healthy action for the next 25 days. So I'm going to be doing 25 press-ups alongside 25 sit-ups. And then finally, at the end of that, I'm doing 25,000 steps per week. Now that is in light, and I've called that very carefully, the 25,000, the Cheryl Temu 25,000 step weekly challenge, in light of my sister, but more importantly, people and sufferers of cancer. Just having gone through losing my sister and experience this thing called the bilirubin level, in terms of the effect it had on her liver and kidneys and so forth, and a whole range of cancerous things that attack our people. And then so it's motivated me because we spoke about it with a few of my whanaunga. And I was talking with Marcus and Aaron about doing $10,000, $10,000, oh, that'll be great, 10,000 steps a day. And so I've called this the magic word here is 25 to make it easy. If you want to join in, I want to invite you to come on down. And of course, this is called the 25,000 step weekly challenge, of course, for my sister Cheryl Temu. Now, if that's you, I want you to come in. All you got to do is just check me out on my Facebook page, just join in. I might create a page. Let's just see how I get through today. So 25,000 steps, if you really break it down, what's that in a week? That's about 6,250 steps. Now that's achievable. So I'm going to do that 4 times a week for 3 weeks, because in 3 weeks, 25 days over, if you do the maths, 25 days across, if you add those up, it equates to about 3 weeks point, maybe 5. So 3 is 21, 4 days. And so for 4 of those days of 1 week, which is, you want to get 25,000 steps a week, it's about 6,250 steps 4 days of that week. So I'm probably going to do two 6,250. So I'll do 6,250 steps today. I'll do another lot tomorrow. Take a 2-day rest. The important thing is the rest period. Okay? So I'm really passionate about doing this challenge. I've been putting it off. But why the post-lockdown, why the post-COVID lockdown, is because I've been at home so long. I've been doing a lot of sitting and a lot of eating. And so now we're going to encourage positive eating. That's the hee-ha strategy. Everyone say hee-ha? Yep. And that stands for healthy eating, healthy action. So not only are you going to increase your ability to eat, but it's more about the quality of the food you eat. So in some of those foods, I would recommend look at your diet and what you're currently eating. Don't change that too much. What you want to do is take away the starchy stuff. You want to take away as much of the carbs as you can. And stick to the stuff that's high in fiber. Stick to the stuff that's high, and let's see how much kilograms we can shed in these 25 days. I'm not nominating anyone. This is an invitation for you to take up this challenge as we get back into the 25,000 step challenge. But more importantly, we just begin to just come out of lockdown and come into reality with lots and lots of Kiwis and Australians around the world. I'm Mike Powell, the aggressor, here on this Studio 275, The Lion's Roar, brought to you by the Whanau Channel.com.